Why are all planets spherical? Planets are spherical because of their mass and the force of gravity. The force of gravity causes objects to be attracted towards each other, and the more mass an object has, the stronger its gravity is. When an object has a large mass, like a planet, the force of gravity causes it to become round, or spherical, in shape. The shape of a planet is also influenced by the way it rotates on its axis. When a planet rotates, the force of its mass moving through space causes it to become slightly flattened at the poles and bulge at the equator. This is known as the oblate spheroid effect. Overall, the combination of gravity and rotation causes planets to take on a spherical shape. If life is found on Mars, even at the fossil level, what are the chances that it originated from the same source as on Earth? It is currently unknown what the chances are that life on Mars, if it were to be discovered, could have originated from the same source as life on Earth. There are several factors that could influence the likelihood of this possibility, including the conditions on Mars at the time that life may have arisen, the history of Mars and its relationship with Earth, and the nature of the life itself. One possibility is that life on Mars and Earth could have originated independently from a common source, such as a meteorite carrying the necessary building blocks of life that landed on both planets. Another possibility is that life on Mars and Earth could have been exchanged through the process of panspermia, in which microorganisms are transported from one place to another through space. It is also possible that life on Mars, if it were to be discovered, could have a completely separate origin from life on Earth. The only way to know for sure would be to study any potential Martian life in detail and compare it to life on Earth. If a planet in the Milky Way goes out of orbit, will it affect us? It is highly unlikely that a planet going out of orbit would have any significant effect on Earth or the other planets in our solar system. The gravitational forces between planets and their orbits around the Sun are relatively stable and not easily disrupted. However, it is possible that a planet going out of orbit could have an effect on the objects around it, depending on the size and mass of the planet and the distance at which it is from other objects. For example, if a large planet were to go out of orbit and come into close proximity with another planet, it could potentially perturb the planet's orbit and cause it to change course. It is also worth noting that planets in the Milky Way are so far apart from each other that the gravitational forces between them are very weak. This means that the movement of a planet in one part of the galaxy is not likely to have a significant effect on a planet in another part of the galaxy. Can a meteor bring disease from another corner of the universe? It is theoretically possible for a meteor to carry microorganisms from one part of the universe to another and potentially introduce them to a new environment. This process, known as panspermia, suggests that life may be able to survive the harsh conditions of space and be transported between planets and even galaxies on meteorites or comets. However, it is important to note that the conditions in space are extremely harsh and it is unlikely that many microorganisms would be able to survive the journey. In addition, the chances of a meteor carrying microorganisms landing on a planet and introducing them to a new environment are relatively small. It is also worth noting that the risk of a meteor carrying diseases that could affect humans or other terrestrial organisms is low, as the vast majority of known diseases are specific to certain types of organisms and are not able to survive in the harsh conditions of space.